Welcome back to Milk for Tea, everyone. I'm Daniel Ledman. Today I'll be sharing footage of my time with tailor David Mins for my initial fitting for the suit I'll be wearing for my TED Talk in November. So David, I'm all yours.
Okay, sir, if you'd like to stand there front and centre. And I'm going to utilise what we have. You take a step forwards for me, please, and fold your arms for me, Daniel, lest I measure your hands.
Yep.
Which would be an unfair representation of your seat measurement. Okay, so feet down around there. I'm sure that's level. That slides over easily with the fingers width there. About half an inch of ease over the seat. Just for reference, we'll have a thigh measurement, but I probably won't use that in your trousers pattern. I'll probably cut, depending on the size of your quads and your knees when you're sat down, I'll probably cut you drain pipe, depending how narrow you want your trousers to be at the ankle, which is, I guess, a house style where we can afford the wearer. That shape where it means we cut the pattern from the seat to the knee,
Yep.
and then straight down to the ankle. So give or take an inch or so at the knee, the ankle width or circumference is the same as the knee, and it means you get this very mod 60s slim silhouette at the bottom of your trousers without having too much excess at the thigh.
Yeah.
Okay. As I said, it will depend on what your measurement at your knee or your quad, whichever is the greater, is when you're seated. The narrower you have your trouser leg, the shorter, ergo, you really want them to be.
Yeah.
If you had them the same length as you had a pair of trousers that were, say, wider at the ankle, when they hit the arch of your foot, they're going to break more. The break being this dimple or dent in the crease at the front of your trousers.
Yeah.
So, I use the analogy of a Premier League football player's trousers. They have piles, or what's known as puddling,
Yeah.
cloth at the bottom of their trousers whereby they're cut too long.
Yeah.
If they shorten them and they sat like your trousers do, just touching the top of the foot, it's flattering of both the silhouette of the trouser leg and also the shoes that one is wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go for that, shall we?
Yeah, let's go
So
for
we'll
that.
bring it out here just a little bit more so it can sit a bit lower,
Yeah.
showing off the turn up nicely.
Perfect.
Okay, so this is not your chest measurement, so ignore the fit in terms of size. Okay, it's more a tool for me to see what's going on in your frame. Okay.
Now, do you find it common that most people have these kind of quirks to them?
Very.
Yeah.
If everybody could fit Reese or Next or Topshop or Acroscutum or Yves Saint Laurent, they'd all be buying off the peg.
Yeah.
It's for those who can't fit into those things immediately and with comfort and with ease
Yeah.
that we have people like us.
There we go.
So that's good, and we might also use this. So your shoulder is here in the front of the armhole, and that shows us that your shoulders point forward. So we're going to point the jacket shoulders forwards here.
Yeah.
Okay. We also see that we have some square back neck just there. So I'm going to pin that. Square back neck is the wrinkle that you see underneath your collar, whereby the squareness of your shoulders or the forward pointing angle of one's shoulders creates a little ridge underneath the collar, which we will eliminate. So we will say we'll be forward pointing, and we have drop right, which we've covered.
And for those who can't afford necessarily to get all their clothes made specifically for them,
Yes.
what would you say is the best thing to do when buying off the peg?
So find a house or brand whose garments fit you pretty darn well.
Yeah.
And if there is anything you think could be improved in terms of fit, not shape, but in terms of point-to-point measurements like sleeve length, shoulder width, lengths of jackets,
Yep.
or core measurements, so chest, waist, seat circumference.
Yep.
Have it taken in and or let out. Better to buy larger because with the off the peg industry, most of the inlay, the additional inlay, is stripped out. Therein lies one key difference with tailor-made garments. All of our garments will have inlay left in them to the tune of up to 2.5 inches, so the garment can be let out as well as taken in.
Yeah.
Off the peg stuff, if you open it up, there's no inlay left in there, it's bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't let it out, but you can take it in. You
Yeah.
find yourself a decent seamstress, and those worth their salt will pin you stood there in the garments that you bought, and you can sign off with them that the fit is good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what this jacket is cut to off the peg standardization of measurements.
Yep.
Yeah. So chest, waist, and seat will follow a set format that the off-the-peg industry would follow, and it's cut what I call ground zero. There's no figuration put in it. It's not countering or making exceptions for someone who leans backwards, someone who leans forwards, someone who has a drop right shoulder, drop left shoulder, etc., etc. So when you put it on, you can see immediately what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So what I'm going to use it for is to take your point-to-point measurement in your shoulders to see that we have a drop shoulder here, that we have some square back neck here, which was thinking of it. Let's just have a little measure. So. And 1/8 square back neck. As it's known, square shoulder, forward point, drop right, and pitch the sleeves back and such a little. So, pitch your sleeve back about 1/2 inch. If you stand side on to the mirror, you'll notice this dimple in the back of your sleeve.
Yeah.
And if I move your arm forwards, it's now eradicated. So that basically means your arms are hanging here naturally, but the sleeve of this jacket is set in its socket in the armhole this way, and you're pulling it back so it's causing a dimple. So move it there, that's okay. So if I take that out, turn it this way and hang it in the direction that your arm is hanging naturally, you shouldn't have this in here.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yep.
Once I see someone standing here in front of the mirror wearing one of our shirts, one of our jackets, and I see a disparity in the cuff, the amount of cuff that they're shooting, left hand, right hand, I would then adjust the jacket sleeve to balance that out. But more of that when we do your first fitting. Now, how close fitting do you want your coat to be? Do you want it to follow your line all the way down so it comes in as narrow as your waist is, or do you want the coat to afford you the luxury of smoke and mirrors and make your core a little bit broader so it's not as severe, or do you want it to be severe into the waist?
I want it to give the illusion that I've got maybe a bit more mass than I have. Yeah.
What's the turn of phrase used there? Masked.
Mass.
I like that.
Yeah. Bit more mass, and if anything that can help give me a bigger chest, I'm all up for it.
Okay.
Which is probably one of the reasons we went for double-breasted.
Yeah, well, you've got a wraparound of cloth
Yeah.
to start with at the waist, so that's good. It adds a bit of breadth, but my suggestion for those of us who are svelte is don't cut from here right into that
Yeah.
and have natural waist, because for me I think sometimes it can look quite severe.
Yeah.
Ergo 70s and a bit early 80s as well.
Yeah.
It would be my suggestion to have it waisted like that,
Yeah.
but there's quite a lot of drape here, but the cloth will hold its own. It's a good quality cloth. It's got enough rigidity to it. The
Yeah.
drape will work well with the pattern being in it
Yeah.
to give you the illusion of a bit more breadth
Yeah.
in your core.
Perfect.
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah. Let's go
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
Now, last episode we spoke a little bit about the modern gentleman and who some guys are looking to these days for style inspiration.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people who've inspired you sartorially?
Hands down, my initial, probably primary sartorial inspiration would be Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, yeah.
In Get Carter, Michael Caine in The Italian Job, that kind of thing. I was hugely inspired by 60s film noir. I
Yeah.
thought the way they dressed those in those days was fantastic. It was kind of taking a traditional English aesthetic and adding to it the Italian mod look, which
Yeah.
took its inspiration from jazz, modern jazz.
Yeah.
So you put those two things together, and that is for me why the 60s style of suit worked so well.
Yeah.
It pared things down a little.
When you make suits, do you make them with the idea of the customers wearing the jacket as separates?
No.
Make them all as
Suits for suits. If somebody wants separates as well, I would expect them to reveal that to me during the consultation.
Yeah.
And if they do, I would take a view based on the pattern
Yeah.
of the garment, so jacket and trousers as suit, and I would also take a view on the cloth pattern colourway of the trousers or slacks that they are going to wear that jacket with.
Yeah.
I and a lot of my fraternity will wear a shorter sports jacket
Yeah.
as separates. I have another generation again on our books who have their sports coats cut longer and looser than their suit jackets. So I think it depends on which camp you come from, or where you have cut your teeth really. Now is a good opportunity to put you in a pair of suit trousers that match the measuring jacket, and then we can see you as one ensemble, and we will look at what the balance is like between top and bottom.
Perfect.
Now is probably high enough because none of your trousers are going to fit you here that you've got typically.
Yeah.
If they're off the peg, they'll all be here.
Yeah.
Okay. So ignore the size because that's not cut to your size. But what I'm going to do is utilise the hip adjusters here, so
Yep.
they're fixed on your waist. They're not going to slide down.
Perfect.
Okay. If we put you in the jacket again,
Yeah.
we will see if that jacket length still looks right on you. Now that you're wearing a pair of trousers that is the same colour and cloth as, if you fasten that button for me please, as best you're able, I appreciate that they won't line up because of your drop shoulder, but so, actually, not bad.
How long have you been tailoring for, David?
About 6 years. About 6 years. I had my first tailored suit made in 2004. I've been a suit wearer since then. I started tailoring in 2009 in London. Funnily enough, not far from where I now have my monthly or regular residency at the Hoxton Hotel in Shoreditch, literally around the corner.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Bristol and opened a studio here, and Manchester and Birmingham, etc., etc. And then I set up my own business. Okay, sir. So we're going to thicken the waist of your jacket, so it'll be more like this as opposed to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Chest we're going to go natural, shoulders we're going to go natural, but actually give you the size that is yours. So it might be a little bit broader than you're used to.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to bring these forwards a little bit to mirror what's going on in your shoulders. Pulling out that square back neck, cut your coat that length, trouser length as discussed. Okay, sir, we're all done.
Perfect. David, thank you for being with me today.
Sir, it's
Appreciate
an
it.
absolute pleasure, as always. Thank you very much indeed. I'm off to get your pattern made. Feel free to hop out my
Perfect. Thank you.
wonderful measuring trousers as they are. Thanks.